Hey everyone, I've got another lock clamped up in the vise here for you. This time it is a West Coast Pix lock, and it is called Perfect Storm. And I believe with a name like that, everything must have been lined up just perfect in there to make my life difficult. But you know what? I like hard locks, and I like West Coast Pix locks because, hell, they're generally pretty hard, especially his newer ones. But this one's kind of a quick set style keyway, but it's a Defiant brand. So I think I'm going to use top of the keyway tension. And trying to decide which pick I want to use. I think I'll start out with this guy here. A little click out of 4, and then a tiny little click out of 5. A little click out of 3. Click from 2. Click from 1. Another click from 2. Nothing from 3. Little click from 4. Nothing from 5. Another click from 1. A little bit of tiny counter on 2. Okay, got that one clicked. A little bit of counter on 3. But I didn't trust it. Yeah. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting past 4. I bet 4 is all the way to the floor and is meant to be that way. So I've switched up a little bit. I'm using a Lunatic by Sparrows. Okay, got a nice click out of 5. Let's go check these other pins back out. 4 is not all the way down anymore. I bet I overset 4. Couple nice clicks off of 1. Nice click off of pin 3. Another click from 1. Let's see here. Let's try a Sparrows deep hook. Okay, maybe got a little bit out of 5 there. I'm going to go back in with a Lunatic. Nope. Man. I'm going to go go through half my pick inventory here to try to figure out what it's going to take to open this. 1 is bound solid. 2, 3 is all the way to the floor, but I don't think I can pick 3. Okay, got a little click out of something in the back. Not real sure what it was. Just kind of trying to get my pick in there. Now I'm trying to get it out. There we go. I think 1 and 2 were picked. Let's go with a really deep hook. Dev. If I can get it in there and around that warding. Nope. Guess I'll have to stick with the lunatic here. It's about the only really deep hook I've got that I can get around that warding. I got a little click off of 5. And we're open off of 2. Hell yeah. Alrighty. Now I've changed my lighting situation here up a little bit. Hopefully to make things better for you guys. But I have installed a shelf and I put in a undershelf LED light. Should help out with seeing everything here. The spring doesn't want to come out, so let me get a follower. And a shim. This is West Coast Picks after all. I know he likes his T-pins. Man, what a trap number 3 is. I was thinking maybe number 3 and 4 was going to be my issue, but number 3 is just sitting right there the entire length. If I brushed against that sucker, I was going to overset it. And I am seeing some nice pins. And then I overset it into a giant spool. Yay. Yeah. Nice trap, Harley. Alright, and I guess some real fine looking serrations on these pins. And we'll go ahead and look at the plug. You can see I have threads on 1, 2, and 4. No modifications anywhere else. And then I'll zoom in on these pins and show them one at a time when I'm done, just like normal. Okay, I need my tweezers. Nicely serrated on 1. Then a serrated spool T-pin combination. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's a pin and pin. We'll get to that one. That's a very interesting pin and pin. And 3. Either has a really short spring or is stuck at the shear line. Just has a really short spring, I suppose. But it's a standard, and I wouldn't put anything other than a standard in that chamber myself. Fancy pin will get lost on you. And I got another pin and pin maybe back there. I do see, yeah, there's some variation in the springs, but not huge variations. So it looked like a steel spring in 4 and in 2, and copper everywhere else. Alright, so let's look at these awesome pins. Harley's pin and pins are just freaking sick, so I really love seeing them. But really nice serrations here on one, really even, nice and sharp. Then right above it we've got really sharp serrations, and those real sharp serrations do a great job of getting caught up in the threading. This one here has 2 levels of serration, a real narrow one, then a little bit wider one. Nice even spacing too. Very, very nice pin here. This is a serrated T-pin, but it is also a pin and pin. Very nice pin. Harley's pin and pins are always really cool, and I love looking at them. There in 3, we have this humongous pin, and it is a total trap. If you even bump this thing, it's going into a false set. And not one you're going to escape from unless you completely reset. It's got a standard above it. Then a serrated here on 4. And very even serrations. They're not quite as deep, but very nice pin. And this pin I really, really like. I like the shape of this pin. Let's see if I can pick it up on edge for you. There we go. Serrated, spool, serrated, reduced diameter, serrated. Very, very nice. Yeah, that's a cool pin. Then I've got this, I would call this a double serrated. You know, I make serrations that are as wide as that top serration when I cut with a hacksaw blade. And it looks like he cut that with a little type of knife. I think he said he uses a X-Acto knife with a notch cut out of it to make those real fine serrations. Really nice job. Alright, we got another one of those really awesome pin and pins, except for this one is a little bit different. If you look closely at this pin, it kind of looks like a barrel pin. So very, very interesting. And then serrated right above it. Awesome pins, Harley. Thank you for sending me this lock, and thanks for all of the other great locks you sent to me. I really appreciate it. And before we get too far along, you didn't put that crazy black stuff on this one, so I can unmummy this one without cutting myself. And there is the key bitting. Before I send that one out, just because that key bitting is so freaking evil, I will mummy this one back up for you, Harley. Very, very nice lock. Everyone, please stay safe. Don't do anything illegal. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe.